In this session, I'm going to talk about your domain name. Now, for those of you that are new, a domain name is your website address. I'm going to talk about how to get a good domain name for your site, how to register that domain name, how to get it, and actually how to point it, what's called your name server. So basically your website will work. And if you've done this before, pay attention here because we do it a little bit different. You want to make sure you watch this, and I'll explain why. So let's talk about picking a good domain name for your site. Let's make it short. And I'll tell you why. Take a look at the top 15 viral sites. BuzzFeed, Upworthy, Viral Nova, ZergNet, Little Things, Distractify, Thought Catalog. Notice how that they don't even have anything to do with like the topics that they're on, but they're all 2 words. They're maybe even 3 words. This one 22 words. So keep it short. And yes, there's lots of domain names that are short, and I'll show you how to do that. Make it a .com. Stick with .com. Just believe me. Stick with .com. The only other time you should do like a .net or .biz or anything else is if like there's .dog. You could do a .dog if you're gonna do like some kind of pet site or something. But stick with .com. I have a buddy in a group here where we build sites, and earlier on he had built some sites with some really long domain names, and you know what, they're super successful and he makes a lot of money with them. However, they're really long, so I think when he goes to sell them, they're not going to be worth quite as much as if it was a shorter domain name. You just don't see like super long domains going for like really a lot of money when a site gets all built out. So stick with .com. And yes, there are tons of good domain names still available. You just need to be really creative. Let me show you guys how to do it. I like to go to a site called instantdomainsearch.com. I like to search for my domains there, but I don't like to order my domains there. So let me show you. All right, so let's say I'm going to build a pet website. I just start typing in here. So let's see, pets, and it gives me some suggestions, and petslove.com. Oh my gosh, that's available. That's the first one I tried. I mean, it may not be the first one you try, but I don't think that's the one I'm going to do. Let's do lovepets.com. Okay. Now, obviously, I searched for that before I made the video, but this is kind of cool. I did this one on purpose because that is a great site title because it's not spelled right, but it's kind of that like catchy LUV pets with a Z, lovepets.com. Can't you just see that? That's like super short. So if I was going to do a site on pets, I would grab that one. That would be a good one. By the time you watch this video, I'm sure that domain name will be gone. So I don't register my domain name there. I actually do it at GoDaddy. Now, I just want you to see something here. Sometimes you find a domain name here, but you actually go to register and it actually really is not available. That happens every once in a while, but just keep searching. Take your time and maybe get some of your family members involved in brainstorming with you, but try to make it as short as possible. And remember, it doesn't have to be the exact name of your site topic because your site topic might be several topics. Does that make sense? Okay, let's talk about registering a domain name at GoDaddy. Now, I'm going to have a little video after this real quick that actually shows you how to do it. Highly recommend that you do your domains at GoDaddy, and here's why. Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to register a domain at GoDaddy. Now, there's a lot of places you can go register domains at, but if you're going to register a brand new one, I'd recommend that you go with GoDaddy. The reason why is you're going to have a lot of time invested in this site. Don't go with just a cheap register. GoDaddy has some of the best interfaces and uptime of anybody, and we particularly like them because of when we go to set the DNS. So if you already have a domain name somewhere else or you like to use somewhere else, I mean, you're welcome to use them, but I'm going to highly recommend that you do GoDaddy. You can go online on YouTube and search all kinds of videos of how to register a domain name. But let me go ahead and show you how to do this. I picked a domain name, wearepets with a Z.com. I thought that would be kind of a cool one. We can capitalize the R when we do our marketing. So I'm going to go ahead and search for it. I know this one's available because I just searched for it a second ago. And so I'm going to go ahead and select it. Now GoDaddy is going to try to upsell you up the wazoo and do all kinds of things. The only thing that I recommend that you do is go ahead and continue to the cart, and then, but I would make it private. Go ahead and pay the extra $6 to make it private, just because it protects you from spammers and all kinds of stuff. So that's the one. It's the only one that we do add. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and go to the cart, and it's got everything else out. I wouldn't select anything. You won't need anything else. And then it's going to try to default to 5 years. I'll just put it to 1 year. And you might have some coupons or different things you can get with GoDaddy, but it's going to cost me all of $18, and it's worth it just to pay the few extra bucks to have it with GoDaddy. So I'm going to go ahead and hit proceed to checkout. And then just agree to the terms and hit place your order. And that's it. That's how quick it is to register a domain name at GoDaddy. Okay, now that we've got our domain registered at GoDaddy, I'm going to talk about how to set your name servers. Now, I just want to be really clear here. I don't want anyone to get lost in technical things. This isn't too hard if you just follow these videos, but if you just want us to do it for you, you can use one of your support credits, and we'll be happy to do this for you. It's not too hard if you follow this video, and especially if you do it at GoDaddy. But I'm going to show you actually how to do it. We do it a little bit different, setting the name servers. That basically tells it how to get to your website. We do it a little bit different than what you're probably used to. What we do is we set up what's called a vanity name server. It's also called a glue record. And we do this for scalability reasons. What's going to happen is your site is going to get big, and it's going to need to scale, and because the way we do our hosting, we are right on top of it. And so we want to make sure your site always has high uptime. It's also going to make your site look more professional. Your site's going to be on its own unique IP address, and you have to wait to get that IP address until you request your site install in the next step. So you can't set your name servers until you've requested your site install, and then we install your site and we tell you what your IP address is. So then you can go do your name servers, what I'm going to show you next. So let me go ahead and demonstrate how to do that, and then I'm going to go ahead and talk about if your domain is not at GoDaddy, what you can do. Okay, so let's go back up. Let's go ahead. I've got my domain name. I've already registered. I just got a sample one here. I'm going to log into GoDaddy. And by the way, GoDaddy can help you. They're awesome. You just call them up. They'll even walk you through this whole process. So I'm just going to go ahead and log in here. This is just a sample domain that I have sitting around that I haven't used for a long time. So it's just called instantmoneysite.com. It's not a site that I would actually build a site on, but just for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to hit Manage DNS. Now, I just want to be clear that GoDaddy changes their interfaces a lot. So you might be watching this video later and see that the screens don't match up, but it's almost the same thing. So I'm going to hit Manage DNS, and it's going to bring up a screen that looks like this. Okay, a bunch of garbly stuff, and all you need to do is scroll way down to the bottom and find the area that says host names. Okay, so you're going to hit Add a host name, and you're going to put NS1. And then you're going to get the IP address that we give you, and you're going to put it in there. So just for example's sake, if my IP address was that, I would put that in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put my IP address in there that I get from support. So again, you have to wait for your site install, and then you'll get that IP address. I'm going to put, again, NS1 in there. It'll be NS1 dot there, Instant Money Site, and then your IP address, and then I just hit Save. And then I'm going to hit Add, and I'm going to put NS2. I'm going to put the same IP address in again, and I'm going to hit Save. And then this takes just a second here to kind of load, and then I just kind of wait for that to finish loading. That's it. Now I go back up to DNS management, and I go to all this gook up here, and I'm just simply going to do just a couple things here. I just scroll down to where it says name servers, and I hit change. Now it's important that you understand what your name server is. Remember, in this example, it's Instant Money Site. So I'm just going to kind of copy that here, and then I'm going to hit change, and I'm going to put custom, and then I'm going to put my site there, but I'm going to put ns1.instantmoneysite. And then I'm going to copy and paste that, but make sure this says NS2. NS1 ns1.instantmoneysite, ns2.instantmoneysite. Now, of course, you're not going to use Instant Money Site. You're going to use your domain name. This is just an example. And then I'm just going to hit save. And that's all I'm going to do. And what happens now is it's going to take a little bit while. If you try to go back in here in just a little bit, it's not going to refresh. It's going to say that it's updating the domain. So, for example, if I go to My Domains and I come here, it says we're processing your update for a few minutes. This takes. Some domain features will be unavailable. So that's it. That's pretty much all you need to do. So once this sets, it can take, they say it can take 24 to 40 hours before it actually starts working, but we generally find that within 10, 15 minutes, it'll be working and you'll be able to get to your site and go on to the next video. Now, let's talk about if your domain name is not at GoDaddy. Say you already had a domain name or you just for some reason don't like GoDaddy. This is in essence what you're going to be doing, and every register is a little bit different. So again, if you want support to help you with this, you can use one of your support credits, but you need to set up 2 hosts. Now, not all places have hosts like GoDaddy. Some of them have subdomains. Like, for example, oneandone.com has subdomains, and it's a little bit different. You need to set up 2 hosts or 2 subdomains. Basically, ns1.yourdomain ns2.yourdomain You point them to your server's IP address, and that's the IP address that we give you. And then you set your name servers to ns1.yourdomain and ns2.yourdomain. Again, don't put your domain, put the domain name you registered. And that's it. That's how you do it. It can get a little tricky for some of these other registers, and that's why we say, hey, if you're just starting out brand new, you haven't registered anything, just use GoDaddy so you can follow the videos. And again, like I said, we're more than happy to help you in support. If you just want to use one of your support credits, just head over to the support area, and we will help you get that done.